she should resign. This video is brought to you by Quest Microsystems. Quest Microsystems low energy cartridge. I'm an advisor with Quest. It's a publicly traded company. Developed a low energy cartridge to give you diversity in your household for a non-lethal weapon that you can use in case of an emergency, in case it doesn't lead you to deadly force. I bet it's a whole bunch of people wish they had a low energy cartridge at this point after shooting unarmed people in their personal life. Also, I think it's going to be a great asset to law enforcement all around the country when it comes to less lethal weapons. It would completely replace the taser in my personal opinion, because the taser was ineffective. I'd never used a taser a day in my life. I actually took it off my belt towards the end of my career. So the low energy cartridge, Quest Microsystems, publicly traded company. It comes in handgun, shotgun, rifle. We even have a flashlight where you can utilize a non-lethal force against another person. It's going to have a chemical agent on the end of it. All of the above. If you want more information, the link is in the description section. Like and subscribe to this channel. Also download the podcast on all podcasting networks. This hoodie right here, Believe in Freedom hoodie, is now available. I'm gonna have a big sale later today, so y'all just watch out for it. I want to just get all this inventory out before the end of the year, so y'all can have a lot of stuff for Christmas. Like and subscribe. I already said that. Let's get into this, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a hard time me trying to do this for the podcast as well. I'm learning. But ladies and gentlemen, this judge needs to go to jail. No, I'm just playing. She do need to resign. After using racial slurs, the racial slurs is subject for questioning, right? I question a person's motives. I question a person's integrity. And I question a person if a person is racist or not. I question it. I don't deem that they are. I question it. And when you make slurs like this, it is reasonable that people will question your motives and the way you've been treating people in the court of law as a judge. That's reasonable to me. Does it bother me? Does it hurt my feelings? Do I think she needs to resign just because she said that? The answer is no. However, her response, her excuse she made to what she said deserves her to resign. I think she should be fired. I don't know if you will fire, impeach, resign. She need to go. If you say the N-word, and I'm gonna play the clip here. Shout out to my boy, Conservative Perspective, for posting this video. This is a subject of his video. I'll post a full video in the comment section. But why people can't have integrity? If you say the N-word and you messed up and you know, just own up to it. Just say I said it. I meant it, but I'm not a racist. And I wouldn't even care. But when you start being fake, you got to go. Roll the film.
A Lafayette City Court judge, I should say, is being called to resign after a video admittedly taken in her home contained racial slurs.
Judge Michelle Oldney said that she and her family were the victims of an armed burglary at their home this past Saturday. 59-year-old Ronald Handy was arrested and charged with 2 counts of simple burglary. Which is, to me, that's the biggest problem we should be talking about. Why is a black man robbing somebody? Can we talk about that? Can we? If he would have made forced entry into her house and they'd shot and killed him, nobody would be talking about this. Because she said a word, people are more offended by the word than they're offended by the fact that this dude could have lost his life after thugging. Roll the film. Lafayette Police Sergeant Paul Mouton confirmed with News 10 Handy did not have a weapon when he was arrested. But the story developed yesterday when a video surfaced with the N-word being used by a man and woman amid laughter while surveillance video was being watched. Judge Oldney said at the time of the video she was on sedative and has no recollection of the recording or the language used in it.
That's where you messed up. That's where she messed up to me. Saying the N-word, I don't care what you personally believe. You don't have to like black people. There's no law against you actually being racist. The law is against you applying racism unjustifiably on people. You don't have to like black people. You just can't treat them unfairly. That's the bottom line here. You don't have to like white people. You don't have to like Asian people. You don't have to like women. You just can't treat them unfairly. That's the only thing. You in your mind, you can say, I can't stand black people, because sometimes I can't stand black people. And there's white people I can't stand either. But then when it's applied, when you are a judge or you're a police officer, you have to say, now, regardless of how I feel about certain thuggy people, people that act a certain way, I'm going to treat you fairly while I'm on duty. while I'm in the capacity in which the law tells me that I have to treat you fairly, I'm going to treat you fairly. In my own personal life, I don't have to be friends with you. I don't have to be around. I don't want to be around people using drugs. I don't like to be around people sagging their pants and thugging. That's my own personal choice. I don't have to be around you. I can walk the other way. I can cross the street. I can not live in your community. I can do whatever I want to do in my personal life. But when you're talking about acting on behalf of the state, you have to treat people impartially. The problem is when you get up here and you done said this and you can't own up to it.
However, not everyone is convinced, and some leaders are asking for more from the judge. News 10's Neil Zarang is in studio and shares their reactions. Neil.
Thanks, Alfred. And everyone, if you have not seen this video yet on...
All right, I heard you. But this gentleman, I think he had a really good take. At first, I was going to say, oh, my God, boy, black men acting like they just the softest people in the world. He actually had a good take on this, and I respect his opinion. Now, the NAACP, they out of control. But this guy, I love what his perspective was because as a law enforcement officer, he made an incredible point.
Go to court, and you know somebody have said those type of words. You cannot be comfortable in court thinking that somebody is going to treat you correctly. So this is a problem. This is a major problem.
City Marshal Reggie Thomas is the first African-American elected in a citywide seat in Lafayette. When he heard about the video circulating online and thought he heard racial slurs from Judge Odenay's mouth, it hurt him.
A weak apology will not suffice.
When called about the video, Judge Odenay emailed us a statement. She said, "The incident shook me to my core and my mental state was fragile. I was a wreck and am still unable to sleep. I was given a sedative at the time of the video. I have zero recollection of the video and the disturbing language used during it."
Get this out of there. Get out of there. Get out of there. This is the problem that I have with these people. Get out of there. You lied. I don't care if you're on a sedative. You remember what you said. You remember how you feel. You cannot serve without integrity. I don't care who you are. And people ask me the same thing. I'm not as frustrated with the fact she said the N-word. I don't care. But what are you doing as a judge and you can't own up to what you said? You got to say you have no recollection. You were on a sedative. If y'all listen to the video, they were joking and having a good time. This wasn't something where it slipped out of her mouth. She was intentionally saying the word with a hard R. And you're going to give some weak statement like this. Let me just fast forward to the part about the NAACP or this guy. Because this is the difference between a black man who ain't a victim and a black man who's a victim. Roll the film.
As well as the Louisiana Black Caucus.
It's nothing funny about what my ancestors went through, who were called that word. There's nothing funny about it. Let's respect those who were beaten, who they took the fire hoses out.
They go all the way back. They go all the way back. They go all the way back. As if the N-word is the only word that was called to people who were treated poorly. Like that's the only word. And black people say it every day, all day. They say it with the A. That ain't no different than the ER in my opinion. They say it with the A and they say it to their friends and then they say it to their enemies. It ain't no different. And if you want to say it's different, ABL made a good point last night, is that if a black man hear you say had a white person ER or A, do you feel any different? No, you offended by any way a white person say it. So the A and the ER makes no difference. And I get mad when I see people like this come out and they get so bent out of shape over the N-word. This man will never say anything about a black man using the N-word against another black man, even in a crime against another black man. I'm sick of it. They're always going back 100 years ago, 60, 70 years ago. When my ancestors, shut up, man. Shut the front door. Stick to the issue. This is about a woman who don't have no integrity. Stick to the freaking issue. If you want to talk about, y'all got to go 100 years back. Just go in the last 10 years. Black people have been killing more black people than anybody else on planet Earth. And you want to go back 100 years. Talk about now. You should be more upset about what black people are doing to black people. It bothers me when Why can't people just be balanced? Why can't the man say, what she said today was inappropriate and she needs to be held accountable for it? That's it. You ain't got to go back, my ancestors. You don't even know them people. All right. There was another part that I wanted to say, but that sheriff guy had a really, really good point. But the NAACP and all these woke black people, that's why nothing ever happens for black people in this country that is overtly positive, because you got too many leaders that are completely feckless and ignorant. They want all of her cases to be thrown out. Every case with a person of color to be thrown out. This dude was caught red-handed robbing her house, trying to rob her car. What you want to throw? If she presided over a person that did this, you want to throw it out because she said a word? Quit being stupid all the time. Evaluate the cases. I'm all for it. Go back and look at the cases that she did and see if there's any racial bias in it. And if it is, overturn the case. I'm cool with that. But to just say because she said the N-word, overturn all of her cases. Like I said, black people ain't her cutting up. You think the victims want that? People who are victims of these crimes that were committed by black and brown people, you think they like, oh, she said the N-word, so let the dude off that victimized my family. Stop it. Y'all know what to do. I'm done running my mouth. Comment in the comment section. Hit me up on the Connect tab. All those links in the description section. I love you guys. I'll see you on the next stream. I'm out.